It's about creating a sense of place, a sense of culture, a sense of history, and a real pride in the community that has been part of either its design or the way in which it functions, or that use it from a day-to-day or week-to-week basis.
So today is about particularly looking at people's responses to the existing site, but also thinking about the future, particularly in terms of cultural input, what their aspirations are for the Station Square, and how artists and cultural thinkers should develop a role within this space.
Yeah, so this project is all about the public spaces that make up the town centre that people move through. It's seen that they're often neglected, and then maybe there's benches and some planting, but it's not necessarily most considered into how it might flow, and cars often become the most important part of those aspects. So how can we actually make pedestrian movement and vehicular movement sort of compatible with one another?
I think one of the premises of the whole of the scheme is looking at developing a sense of place and identity, particularly cultural identity, and Paignton's got so much to offer, and I think the role that artists have to play in drawing out a narrative for a place, to engage people and to encourage people to dwell, stop, think, spend more time in a place is really important.
I think artists are good problem solvers, and they're good at overcoming knotty, sticky situations, which often is the reality when you're dealing with this kind of urban planning question. So I think it's about artists getting into those spaces where artists might not ordinarily be. That's really important, and working with people who might not ordinarily work in a creative way.
I think we recognise now that town centres need to offer something other than just retail. And it is the social, the cultural activity which goes along with shopping and eating and all the other things we do in town centres, which will make them worthwhile visiting well into the future. I'm sure people will want to get together, and the natural place to do it is in the town centre, but we need to nurture them, and we need to facilitate that change in a positive way.
Critical to us is to make sure that we can get a space that people want to see happen. We've already got funding in place, so the first thing is to deliver that new bit of public realm. Following that, I want to see property owners around that space improve their properties. One thing needs to lead to another, absolute definite. When those two things start happening, we'll see more people start using the space. Businesses will change slightly to spread out onto pavements, move on and start offering something slightly different. So we then begin to see a change in the whole nature of the place. And then we also see people wanting to come here more often, so we'll see greater footfall, we'll see greater spend, we'll see more people using the train, we'll see more people using the library, going to cafes, going to pubs, that sort of stuff that is exactly what we want to see. I'm sure that will happen, but it won't happen overnight, and I think over the next 2 or 3 years we'll see that pace start quickening, and we'll see more investment happening in and around this area.